The following is a Papi Chulo Radio original program. The views and opinions expressed in the commentaries and or interviews in the following program are solely of the individuals and are not the views of Papi Chulo Radio, its parent, affiliate, or subsidiary companies.
Welcome to Are You Afraid? COVEN, the unofficial American Horror Story. COVEN Internet Radio Show exclusively on Papi Chulo Radio. Today is Wednesday, January 15th, 2014. I'm Deadly, stepping in for your usual host, Papi Chulo. Hope you're getting better, man. Here on Are You Afraid? COVEN, we're going to recap, review, and dissect the latest episode of the hit FX series. We're also going to deliver directly to you the biggest news regarding American Horror Story COVEN. So you're going to get all the casting scoops, episode titles, ratings reports, and spoilers during the second half of the show. So don't worry, we're going to warn you with a spoiler alert. And first up, we got to welcome the co-hosts, a woman that always takes a bath head first, Darielle.
Hi.
What kind of shit is that?
Chulo. Scream at Papi Chulo next week for that.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. Thank you.
Okay, hold up now. A woman who loves a good bleach cocktail, Cat's Meow.
Oh, that's...
There you go. Throw it right back at you.
Fuck. I'm sorry.
It don't end up. It doesn't stop there. And a man who with the best of them, Marshall Evans. What's up, Marshall?
Oh, that's fucked up. Why
Why
did you
he
get
did a nice
Twirling. What the fuck is that?
a nice one, and we just like suicidal.
I had to drink bleach.
I had to drown.
Why am I twirling? I'm trying to
got
figure out
killed
what
by
the fuck is a
Darielle.
twirling. I thought this was COVEN. This is not Real Housewives
No.
of Atlanta.
Oh, like...
You guys are crazy. Hey, you guys, let's jump into the recap real quick, and then we can just ramble on right here. This was episode 310, which was titled The Magical Delights of Stevie Nicks. It aired January 8th, 2014. Here's the official synopsis of the episode. Fiona attempts to out the new Supreme with a visit from Stevie Nicks. Cordelia learns the truth about Hank and the witch hunters. Madison tries to eliminate her competition for the supremacy. And without getting into too much of this episode, I want everyone's initial reaction. Let's start with our clean girl who just took a bath, Darielle. What's up?
This episode was weird. It was so weird, and it was really weird for me because I was like having to play catch up, so I was just really looking like, what the hell is going on? And it pissed me off too, but we'll get into that.
Ooh, and she was pissed off. All right, your soul is clean with your bleach cocktail, Cat's Meow. What'd you think?
What? Like, I was disappointed with the episode overall. It was definitely the Stevie Nicks show. Because goddamn, like, I thought I was watching a fucking episode of American Bandstand for how long that bitch was singing.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Oh
Like,
my God.
damn. I was like, damn. Like, not only do you look like Patti LuPone in the face, you look like a bargain bin version of Patti LuPone, girl.
Ooh.
But now I gotta listen to your ass like you ain't got it no more. Just like Mariah can't give up the high notes knowing damn well she can't hit them no more without studio magic. You can't do it. You can't do it, boo-boo. It was definitely the Stevie Nicks show. I love Fleetwood Mac, but goddamn, like, they try to make sure they squeezed every drop that they bought Stevie Nicks for.
You better watch out, Cat's Meow. She's going to put a spell on you. You know, she's a
That
witch.
bitch was in like 75% of the episode.
All right, twirl on this, Marshall. What do you got to say about this episode?
It was a bunch of bullshit.
Oh.
Yes.
The whole fucking shit. Everything that happened in this was some bullshit. This was some Ryan Murphy on the crystal meth high trying to write some shit. Because this was some bullshit. I don't care. I will put it out there. Whoever wrote this episode should be shot, quartered, hung, set on fire, and penis or vagina should be stuffed with horse feathers. This is some bullshit. The whole fucking shit. It's bullshit.
All right, so he thinks it's bullshit. Well, you know what? I kind of dug it. You know, I mean, and come on, we got to give Stevie a little break. I mean, she's been around for decades, and she's still out there doing her thing.
Bullshit.
I think the only thing that bugged me a little bit, of course, is Nan, which we'll get into because Nan is my girl.
More bullshit.
See, I agree with the bullshit there. But yeah, overall though, I think it just set it up for the last 3 episodes, and we're gonna go out with a bang. I can tell that. I can tell you that much. Yeah, bullshit.
Sean Bull.
Bullshit.
All right, guys, let's get into the recap of the show. And the show kind of started off with Fiona giving Marie. Is that how you say it, La Marie or Marie? What do you guys say? Marie.
Mary.
Yeah, Mary. Okay, Fiona's giving La Marie a drink to relax and calm her down after, just witnessing that big old shootout. And La Marie's kind of ashamed to show her weakness to Fiona. But, she's been alive for over 300 years old. She's dealt with all kinds of stuff. But the kindness that Fiona's showing her is kind of touching her soul. And she's kind of found her equal in life right here. That's what she felt. Later on that night, she's asleep. And in her sleep, we are introduced to Papa Legba. Oh, yeah. Papa comes to her in sleep. And we find out that this is the guy. This was the master. This was her master. And this is the person that pretty much gave her her eternal life, right, guys?
Yes, he gave her eternal life, all right.
Okay, so...
Wait, can we talk about why Papa Legba looked like that nigga off of, no, that fucking...
the Princess and the Frog.
Yeah, the Princess and the Frog.
I thought that same thing. I was like...
I was expecting, I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting stereotypical, he's wearing, I don't know, I was expecting dreads. I don't know why. It just wasn't intimidating. He did?
Yeah, he had dreads on.
He did? I don't know. I just don't think he, it wasn't exciting. I thought it was looking at a cartoon version of...
He was giving me Slash from Guns N' Roses, wasn't he?
I'm so done with you.
You know what?
That's stereotypical, voodoo. Well, I guess what they wear, because, think about Princess and the Frog. That's exactly what he had on.
What I'm just saying is that, I don't know, I just was expecting something a little bit scarier.
Well, but the thing about
the hell out. What the hell are you saying?
Well, hold on. I have to say this. He actually is actually drawn. The way he looks is actually, if you go and look at the way he's drawn in pictures, he looks very much like that. So it's authentic. This is the first fucking time that I've seen this show actually do something on the black side that was authentic.
So that's how actually dressed.
Yeah, he's
okay.
And also remember, he's supposed to make you feel creepy. But remember, he's not like everybody keeps saying. Oh, he's the devil. He's not the devil. But he's a dark spirit. But he also has a very if you go in the historical context, he has a softy. You don't know why he's doing what he's doing, and sometimes it could be for ill, and sometimes it could be for good.
Yeah, so let's get a little deeper in. So this innocent soul-taking, coke-snorting spirit, that's basically what he is. he's kind of creepy anyway, so we get to learn that what basically happens is, Marie needs to go to the hospital that night, and she blows some dust into the nurse's face. She gets into the nursery, and she steals a baby, right? Okay, so she threw some dust into the face of the nurse. She went into there. She got the baby. She was confronted by the security, and then she started flicking her tongue, doing the war cry. Who does that? Marshall?
Oh, I hated that.
Do the war cry.
She said, "Ah!" or something.
I thought Xena came out of somewhere, and
I do it really
lawless. She was like, "Girl, it's my time. It's time for you to come back and hit him with that Xena sequel." Xena 2000.
That's
the black version.
She got that baby for Papa Legba. All right, so let's go back to the next day, where it's the next day, and Fiona, her daughter Cordelia, and Marie, they're sitting around talking about this whole situation with Hank, her husband, being a witch hunter, and Cordelia is just, blaming herself. She's feeling so bad. She did this. Marie says, she is the one that hired him, and she's the one that hired the witch hunter, so it wasn't all her. And this is where it was great. Fiona's looking pissed as hell. You see her charging towards the two of them, and Marie ducks out the way, thinks she's coming for her, but no, she went straight for Cordelia, and she just blasted her. She gave her the hit that I know all four of us wanted to do, and she just blindsided her and said, you were the one that did this. You ain't just blind, but you are willfully blind. You brought witch hunters into this house, and she was not having it. Guys, let's go from there, and then we're going to get into some deeper stuff. What do you feel about this whole scene with the three of them talking about the witch hunters?
Well, first,
Mark?
let's go back. Yeah, I want to go back and talk about what happened with Papa, with Papa there and the baby. I thought that scene was very interesting because he says he needs an innocent soul. And I think everybody thinks because he's ugly and he looks spooky, that that's a negative thing, that he's taking these children to hell or whatever. We don't know, because remember, it's very clear to me that Americans don't really know the history of this character. He can do things for good, and he can also do things for ill. So let's keep that in mind, that he's not, you can't judge a book by his cover.
But they're making him on the show to be like a bad guy, though.
But we don't know. We don't know that yet. We don't know.
But it's just like...
Only thing that we know is that he's keeping Marie alive and he's taking the children. Now, Marie's the one that's the issue because she's the one that's going and stealing the children. It could easily be over with if she says, okay, I'm ready to die. It could easily be over.
She got to go. No,
so that I just want to put that out there. The thing is that, I just think it's very interesting. I just want to watch because I'm hoping that Ryan Murphy is not going to once again turn some historical characters into like, you know what I mean? Where it becomes like,
well, crazy. We don't know because we got 3 more episodes.
So it's to go. Right. That's why I said I'm waiting to see that. But the scene with the slapping, I wish Fiona would charge me, bitch. She would have got knocked out before she got there.
You ain't never lied.
So she could charge all she wants to have. She would have.
I was so confused.
I was confused too because I was like, really, Marie LaBeau's gonna duck? I didn't think she would have ducked because her sister would have jumped up like, bring it.
Yeah, but she was a little weak. She was still a little weak at this time.
She was going. Yeah, I don't think. Ooh, girl, not with that lace front. All edges would have been gone. Anyways, but like I'm pretty sure like Marie would have like I would have put all my money on Marie. But I had a feeling that she was going to go hit Cordelia, so it didn't really shock me. I was just like, okay, whatever. But then the fact that she's like, girl, you're not only blind, but you're willfully blind. Like, bye, mom. Like, I don't have time for you. Have a seat. Because it's one of those things. Like, I think Cordelia is one of those people, she tries to see the good in everyone. Exactly. She never wants to, she's one of those people, like, you have to really do some fucked up shit for her not to like you. But she really she's one of those few people, she always tries to see the good in someone. She never judges a book by its cover. She truly does not do that.
And also, it
leads to her like stupidity and naivety and all this other shit. But I just felt like not Cordelia. I felt like Fiona was just being mean to her.
I think so too.
Fiona's just mean.
I felt so bad for her. I'm just like, not only did you get a chance to connect with your mom and hear your mom say that she is proud of you, and that's what you've been waiting to hear, but you just took all of that back by hitting her and then calling her stupid and like that shit right there made me really mad. That shit, like, that was like, for me, no pun intended, but that was my American Horror Story. When you have, like, I know, right? American Horror Story, mother-daughter relations. Like, but I was just like, that hurts. And I'm pretty sure, like, you can't come back from that now. And that's what I was just like, fuck. I just feel like they're overdoing this. And the fact that, like, Fiona and Marie are kikiing,
I don't trust them. I don't trust them.
That was like when everybody thought that telephone and video phone was a good idea. Like,
you will not.
But I'm just telephone,
like, great, okay?
No, it wasn't. Girl, I lie. Like
No, don't get me.
I haven't seen such horrible acting since Glitter, but it's okay though. Like because it was just really bad. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea, and I just don't have time for a new like friendship with only 3 episodes to go.
Ooh, all right. Well, let's continue this because you guys, you just going off. Maybe Misty will bring some sunshine to this
Well,
episode.
Darielle didn't say she liked her night, right?
Darielle, did you? What's going on? You didn't like the slap heard around the world?
I would have slapped her back. Like I was a little taken aback by that too. I was like, damn, that was just so random. Like everything was all chill and calm, and the next thing you know, okay. That's why I was just. That's why I said at the beginning it was weird because I'm like, damn, where's this coming from? Like, I mean, it was
Mad that like. Can we also talk about that? No one really reacted to the fact that Marie hired those witch hunters.
Yeah, I'm in on that because everyone was just kind of put that to the side.
Yeah, everybody was
If
just
she
like,
admitted
"Oh,
it,
that's okay, girl. Let that be in the past. You
be
here
cool
now.
now. Be cool.
Like, like, bitch, you the reason. Like, this covenant ain't shit right now. Like,
They're
goddamn.
trying to blame it on or whatever her name is, Cordelia or whatever her name is.
I know, like
that she married him, but I'm like, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Let's peek into like Fiona's head for a little bit. She was really aiming for Marie, but she was like, "Girl, my chemo was making me weak, and I don't have time for that shit. She will put me in the hospital, so I'm gonna go for the next best thing." And she slapped
You
Cordelia.
got to realize that Fiona's a little different now. She's kind of found love on a two-way street, and I think she's a little more chill now. So
She found love with a fucking ghost. Bullshit.
Yeah, like let's get up to that part, Deadly. Like, what's up with that?
all right,
I mean,
let's go upstairs. Let's go upstairs to Misty Day because Misty Day's over there twirling around. Fiona goes upstairs and she's talking to her and she's kind of priming her up, kind of what Fiona's done in the past with other girls, and she's setting her up, kind of letting her know she's gonna be the new Supreme. But Misty ain't buying it. She don't trust her. She don't want to get slashed in the throat like Madison. But Fiona, she's not done. She's gonna butter her up, and she says, come downstairs because I got a friend to introduce you to. And there she is. It's the magical Stevie Nicks. And Misty Day faints. And when she wakes up, she's being sung to by Stevie Nicks. She's singing, what song was that? I thought she was singing about Rihanna, but it's Rihanna or something.
The longest song ever. That's what
I know. Thank you. Like 75% of the episode.
Bullshit.
Like, damn, I had no idea.
Bullshit.
Like, I had no idea this was like the greatest hits of Stevie Nicks because, goddamn, like they had one song in like the beginning, middle, and then they had one at the end. I'm just like, I don't get this emotional connection.
Well, the other girls, the other witches. Let me finish this because those other witches, the other 3 witches, they were off there looking to see what the deal is with Queenie, if she would survive, if she was in the morgue, or as Madison said, she might be at the soup plantation, and they come back in, and Madison right away, she's jealous because Stevie Nicks is there. She even asks Fiona, she's like, how come my favorite Eminem, Marshall Mathers, isn't rapping to me? And the Supreme says, you're not worthy. And Stevie, anyway, she keeps on twirling. She teaches Misty to do some twirls and gives her a shawl and basically just wished her luck on the 7 wonders. And that's just getting Madison more mad. So her and the other couple, which is Nan and Zoe, they're going upstairs and they're talking about this whole situation. And Nan says, you know what? It could be her. She might be the Supreme because she's got powers where she can even stick a cigarette up Madison's vagina, which she almost does.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
And Madison says, "No, I'm going to be the Supreme because you know what? Even my murmur is cleared up, and sure enough, it is. So, guys, there we go. Who's going to win this battle?
Okay,
Madison.
Let's address that damn Stevie Nicks thingy, or let's address the fact that she met her. I thought it was so fucking creepy. I didn't even find it was cute. The fact that I thought that she was trying to really but draw some inspiration from Stevie Nicks, but not necessarily be Stevie Nicks. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised. Like, I would have stepped the back up. I would step the fuck up.
I get a stalker vibe from her.
Yeah. She was like, did I get everything right? I'd have been like, girl, bye, Mace, boo, have a seat. Like, fall back to the ground what you were doing so I can pack up, leave, and get the fuck out of this house because you're weird. Like,
Well, I mean, I have to say this though.
Stevie's
I
weird.
felt like I had no problem with Stevie Nicks being on the show, but I felt like they did not use her in the right capacity. And one, if you're going to
she
call
said
her a
like
white witch, if you're going to
10
call her a white witch, because Fiona does make a point of saying, I've tried to get her. She's a very, very powerful witch, and I've tried to get her to play in the shadows with me, but she won't. So we know that overall she's a white witch, but the bitch didn't even show no powers. All she did is play it on the piano.
she
That's
said
her power.
she said less than 10 lines,
Power
and
of
then
music.
Thank you, Doria.
that was it. I was like, what the
Then if
fuck?
that was the
That's
power of
it.
music, then I understand why I had a headache at the end of this episode. Because
Or
that
you-
was not music, honey. What was she doing? She sounded like three frogs that had been turned inside out and were croaking.
just singing all up
Okay,
through her.
first of all,
nose.
back in the
Like,
day, she used to be like she was banging in the face, like her voice was just very light. Like I said before, I love Fleetwood
She
Mac,
always sounded like she was
but
she always
she
sounded
can
like a
tell she's
bazooka being
definitely
shot.
gotten older. But to me, it's just like let's spill the tea though. Instead of having her sing, they should have had Patti LuPone sing.
No, Patti LuPone did sing. She sang,
No, the
"It
bitch,
is
she was
well with
crying.
my soul."
She was crying. She was crying. She was crying.
She
I
was
was
singing, "It is
like,
well
I
with
would
my
have,
soul."
I would have preferred to hear her sing opposed to Stevie Nicks. I just felt like I said, there was just unnecessary usage of her. But anyways, back to what we were talking about the Madison thing and what have you and whatnot. I don't give a fuck.
I'm
I'm
mad.
over this catty
I was
triangle
just about to
shit.
say that same thing. I'm so
Like,
sick
I'm
of
so
that
done
fucking-
with it. Like, bitch, you had your time in the sun. Like,
I just
this
don't
is how I
understand.
feel
Like,
about it. Like, Madison Montgomery, remember
I-
your
I-
roots, bitch. Remember
It
your roots.
started out to
You
me
were
because
in a
Madison used to be like one of my favorite characters, like starting out. But now it's just like I'm so sick of her being this bitchy mean girl, high school kid bullshit. Like I just wish her
I will
character
agree.
would progress more. I'm tired of her, doing her little evil schemes and being a hater. Like I just want her to grow up or go die again or something. Like I just
Something. Remember
Well,
this.
what do you
Remember,
guys
bitch.
feel about her
Remember, if it
murmur?
wasn't for Misty, bitch, your ass would have still been in the trunk with a missing an
exactly.
arm and a stained up ass Baby doll dress. Don't forget your roots, bitch. Don't
You
forget
would
your
think
roots, because we
that
will
would
take you the
humble
fuck back
her
there.
ass. You would think it would humble her, but no, not at all. She's
she,
just annoying, even worse now.
she's well. I'm gonna say about the heart murmur. I think that
Yeah.
once again, I feel like that's bullshit. Like I feel like the writers don't know what the fuck they want to do.
No, that's
Seriously,
exactly how I
because
felt. I'm just
my
like,
thing is like,
we're
she returned
done.
from the dead. She returned from the dead, but the bitch shouldn't even have a heartbeat then.
She shouldn't have anything. She's
So
like
that's
a
why she don't have a
zombie.
murmur, because she don't have a
Imagine,
heartbeat.
remember she took all that poison and stuff, and she was just straight up fucking shit up with herself, and she's still like, I'm confused.
I'm very confused. I'm gonna
It's
tell
kinda
you
like, is she
also what
supposed to be a person? Is she supposed to be like living dead? Like I still technically don't know what the hell she's trying to do. And I know they say the Supreme has like a Supreme Bill of Health, but I'm like, does that count if you're dead?
exactly. I
I
mean,
don't
if
know.
you've been dead and then you're back alive, but I don't get it. Like I'm just, when it comes to Madison and that whole thing, I'm just kind of like, I'm over it at this point.
Mhm.
And I'm really like, can y'all find something to do with this bitch?
Yeah.
Because I'm just over it. I mean, I really am. And I feel like they concentrate on characters that nobody really gives a fuck about. And then characters that
Thank
people
you.
really care about, they give them whack ass shit to do, or they kill them off. And I'm like, what brand? I just want to know, what motherfucking brand of crystal meth are you using tonight? Just what brand?
It's
Because
that
I want-
Heisenberg.
Heisenberg.
Hey!
I just want to know what brand, because it takes
that
some
good
crazy
shit.
shit for a writer not to understand where the characters are really going. Like seriously, because what is the story of Madison? Like, if you notice, we didn't even see the Franken boy. Where's
Oh
he
my
at?
gosh, I was
He's
totally
just
gonna say that. Like,
Where was he at?
coming back.
can we
like,
also talk about we don't ever get to see any other rooms besides Cordelia's, Fiona's, and the
Thank
goddamn
you.
living room?
Thank you. I'm like, it was just big ass house.
Like, that's
we
where
didn't
that
see
story
nobody
is
else's
based.
room.
We saw a little bit of New Orleans. We saw their front lawn. We saw the neighbor's front lawn.
But I
Like,
mean,
goddamn.
it's just I'm just frustrated with that
The
whole
ghetto
storyline.
beautiful.
So for me, when it came to everything, I will say this: thank you for at least letting Nan become stronger than just reading people's minds.
Well, yeah, she ready
Like,
for that
the,
cigarette. That cigarette up your pussy. Yeah.
no, but it's no. But remember, it started because Madison. For me, Madison likes to start shit with people. And I love the fact that Nan was like, okay, bitch, you want to try me. You want to try me. And I was like, I was rooting for Nan. I was like, that's right, burn the pussy, bitch. Burn the pussy. Because
No.
she tried it. She tries it all the time. And I feel like the writers never want or wanted to give Nan an
No,
opportunity
they
to be a strong
didn't. Because let's also talk about that Nan never got a backstory. Everybody
exactly.
else got a backstory except for Nan.
And
Like,
it's ridiculous. So when
we
I
don't
look
know
at
why Nan's there. Like, they never really pull Nan really into a story or anything like that, except what it has to do with Kyle. And I'm mad that all of a sudden this is when she starts like, eat my shit. Like all that other shit. Like, just go on with the rest of the episode. Like, I don't want to go on. Like,
Okay. Let's get a little more because we're gonna get more into Nan. But let's go back to Cordelia, who's over there researching, still feeling bad about the witch hunting and all that, and she's trying to find out exactly who these witch hunters are, and they find out, who her father-in-law is, and he runs this company called the Delphi Trust, and they over here plotting and planning things, and so Fiona and Marie, they're going to do a spell, and they bring out a maze with mice, and so they're doing all this kind of stuff, and at the same time as they're doing the spell, we see the USA authorities going up. Who were those guys? Can you guys tell me? Going
um
No.
into the office.
they have to be investigators like the
yeah, I
SEC
think
or
they.
something like that.
Yeah, they were going all up in there into the Delphi
Security
offices.
Exchange Commission officers and stuff like that.
Yeah, there you go. So they're doing the little spell with the mice, and I love mazes anyway, but they're doing that, and Fiona's kind of getting a little weak doing the spell. She's not all up to it, but she definitely does not want Cordelia there, and yells at her again and says, "Get out! Yeah, we don't need you in here when I'm doing spells." So now we were talking about Nan, and she wants to go find out what happened to her man, and and so they're going to the hospital, her and Zoe. And Nan even says that she's getting off the elevator, that she would have been a good Supreme because she'd only be doing good things. And when they get to the nurse, she finds out that Luke is dead. And yeah, I mean, that just really breaks her heart right there.
That
Going
broke
back,
my heart
Yeah, mine
to see
too.
her hurt like that. She was so hurt.
it did. Okay, so we're going to skip this part a little bit, but let's go straight to when she goes to Luke's mom's house. And, you know, she's asking, where is Luke? What's going on? And where's the body at? They want to know where the body is. So Luke's mom says, well, the body's here. She brings out the container of ashes. Well, that just gets Nan just heated, and she basically just forces some bleach down Luke's mom's throat, and we just see her all bubbling under, trying to clean her soul out. And let's go back to Fiona, who's talking to Marie because she wants to know a little more too about this eternal life. She's like, how do I get this eternal life? And Marie tells her what it takes. She breaks it down that she gave her baby, that she has to give an innocent soul. And guys, what are you thinking about all this?
Uh, uh,
I
when
just really, really, really want to know what's his name again? Luke. How does he tie in everything? Like, why is
please,
Nan?
exactly. They
Because
shut
it's
that
just
story the fuck down. They were like, fucking get rid of his body so they can't bring him back. Remember, guys, we only got 3 episodes. We better close all these things up. Let's close these loose ends up. Fucking killed off the mom. So they're irrelevant. Like, I'm just confused.
it's just like they were there, but why were they there? Like, why?
yeah,
I don't
like,
understand. And I love American Horror Story. I love the whole franchise, but this season has way more twists and turns than the last season with the asylum. Like,
I feel
didn't.
like it's being
Ugh.
it was overhyped because
all over the place.
I was mad. I was just like, oh great, now they're going to be doing this in New Orleans and it has something to do with voodoo and witchcraft. Like this is crazy. I was crazy excited. And then it was more of the witch part more than the voodoo part. And there was a lot of loose ends and I'm just like, and this whole I'm not gonna lie, I love Nan. I think Nan was a great character. But I was kind of just ready to be done with her, just so we can move on to the next thing. Because I knew they didn't have anything else in store for Nan.
But didn't you like her giving that bleach to Joan? Because I mean, didn't Joan deserve that after like putting that
I
M
just felt like
up the butt and
it was
down?
over and done with. That storyline was over and done with a long time ago, and they just drug it the fuck out. Because that was the only storyline they were going to put Nan in. They're not putting Nan in the Coven, trying to help save the Coven. Like, none of that. I just felt like just her time in the story was just done. Because after you take out Luke and you kill the mom, where else is she going to go?
I want to stop right there because I personally do not. We're going to talk about this, but I don't think Nan's story is over.
I don't either.
And we're going to talk about why. And I think when we get to what happened and so on and so forth. But so I'm going to leave that alone. But I will say this: Nan was a bad bitch because with her mind, she moved that bitch out of the room. Up against the wall.
She did.
And she made that bitch drink bleach. And she did that with her mind. She didn't do that. She didn't do nothing else. Which also leaves me with some problems with what happens to her. Because this bitch could make people do what she wanted them to do.
Yep.
So it's a problem. I have a problem with what happens to her because it doesn't make sense in terms of the writing. It doesn't make sense. And so I'm going to put it at this. I personally think that there's a big surprise fixing to happen, and we're going to talk about why I think a big surprise is going to happen, and I think it's going to be fierce. I think it's going to be fierce.
Well, let's go to the New Orleans Jazz funeral where Misty and Madison are bringing up the rear.
Damn, we have to talk about these bitches again?
Yes, Misty and Madison, they're bringing up the rear of the Jazz funeral, and they're kind of going back and forth. Madison is sizing up Misty, it's her competition. And so basically they end up going to this one area where there's a dead guy about to be buried, and Madison wants to say, I got some spells, and she brings this guy back to life. And then she tricks Misty into getting into the coffin. She takes her Stevie's shawl and she twirls away with it, and so Misty is left maybe buried or in the cement. And and then we have another little scene too, though, which is one of my favorites of the night, where we get to see Myrtle Snow, and she's over there playing a weird instrument I think it's called the theremin or something.
Mm-hmm.
Some weird ass thing. Anyway, so we see Cordelia just spilling her soul to her and crying and saying, she just doesn't have anything to live for. And Myrtle's kind of trying to give her a dose of reality and say, don't be a hater, dear. That was one of my favorite lines.
I was like, yeah, you go, girl, with that Cancolian hair. You go, girl, that 99-cent Yankee hair. You go, girl.
And she says another great line. She tells Cordelia, what are your options there when your mom is Hillary Clinton? And and Cordelia, she just feels like she's a failure. She's breaking down, and she's breaking things. And you guys want to talk about that scene because that was hilarious.
This shit made me laugh so hard.
She had a fucking temper tantrum.
Yeah,
she had a temper tantrum. Like, I was so confused. I was just like, you go ahead, Myrtle. That's my down ass bitch. Myrtle is my down ass bitch. Like, I'm gonna get that on the shirt. Like, she was just like, girl.
She was like, girl, use your looks.
She was like, not only am I gonna play this funky ass instrument and just ignore your ass and not pay you no mind, child. You go ahead because you gotta clean this shit up, not me.
Well, then she gonna walk the hell out of there like nothing happened.
Exactly. I'm mad that she was just. I bet she had fun filming the whole scene, but go have a seat, Cordelia. Go get you some dick, girl. Like,
I have to say my heart did break for Cordelia because of this situation and what's been going on with her. A lot of her powers, she's lost them. And so if you think about growing up in a coven and being a witch all of your life, and then all of a sudden all of your powers are gone, then you have a mother who basically...
Are they for real all gone?
Yeah, she has no powers. They're gone.
How?
We
Bitch, I
don't know.
didn't write the show.
They just write shit and expect us to get it.
I'm mad because remember she has
She had
powers.
powers. Well, she could cast spells, but remember, her big power came when she had sight, when she lost her sight.
Oh, but she can
And
still cast spells though. Like your
yeah,
power is not gone, girl.
but not understand she
She's
can't
not
do
as
any of the
powerful as she
the
was.
7 wonders. She can't do any of the 7 wonders anymore.
That's okay, girl. You go ahead and cast your spells, girl. Do your incense and your fucking Merle sense and fucking Eye of Newt, whatever the fuck you need to do, because you still got powers though. You still have some form of power within you to cast those spells.
I think
But
that I think it's about, when you think about witchcraft, and if they're really, and this is the one thing they have stuck with, your level within the coven is about how powerful your inner power is.
oh,
Everybody can learn to cast. Everybody can learn to do a spell.
oh, so
It's
she
about
never
your
got it.
inner power. So she doesn't have inner power.
So
She can teach it, but she doesn't have it anymore.
oh, oh,
So I
oh.
She'll
think
fake it.
That's sad as hell. But
because it's,
like,
yeah, and in the in the witching world, supposedly in the stories that I've always read throughout witchcraft forever, if you're born a squire, or a squid, that's a person that's born from a magical family that doesn't have any magic. You're basically treated like a third class citizen, not even second.
oh.
So you
Wow.
got to
But
keep
to me though, like
that in mind.
I know why but I'm just try to look on the bright side, girl. Like I can't cast no damn spells.
Right,
But
you
you
weren't
weren't
born in the
able
The
to
wizarding
average,
before
world.
either.
but
Exactly,
like
and you
the
weren't in the
average
wizarding.
American can't cast
But you're
spells.
not
Who
in the
look at
wizarding
you?
world.
But I'm
The
just
average
saying though, I'm
American is
just
not in
saying
the
if I was
wizarding.
her, I would have a little bit more of an outlook on life. But I'm just saying, I just felt like her little thing was just unneeded. It was unwanted. Who gives a fuck? Who
Well,
cares?
I personally think, once again, it's not over.
Hey, you
Like,
guys, what did you think about Misty being tricked so easy though by Madison though?
go
I'm
away.
so
Like, I'm
sick of
so
her
tired of
stupid
this.
mother
I'm tired of
nature.
her petty shit. I'm tired of Madison's petty ass shit and her dealings and
Yeah,
her
that
I'm the
pisses
bad
me
bitch.
off.
Bitch, you not a bad bitch. You just got a loose pussy. You not a bad bitch. You not a bad
Wow.
bitch. I'm
I
sorry. You're
No, I
not.
agree with you. I'm
Misty
sick of that.
Day,
I think,
I'm
once
over
again,
you. Get your crazy ass and twirl the fuck back to the swamp, girl. No one got time
no,
for your
no, no,
ass.
no, no. I disagree. I think that, once again, this is the writers not knowing what the fuck to do and trying to tie up loose ends. So they didn't know how to bring Missy into the story the way that she should have been brought into the story. And so what they did is just, oh, let's just off her out. And I'm just sick of the killing
But
off
I just have a
because you don't
feeling
know what
I
to
don't
do.
think that's the end of her
I
though.
don't think that that's the end of Missy. I think it's going to come down to a duel, and I think it's going to come down to a duel. I personally foresee a battle between the new kids and the older kids, and the older witches.
Can
Um,
we also talk about the fact that Zoe literally has no storyline? She has not had any fucking
right,
storyline.
And it
because
started
there's
off with her in
Like it
in this
started out
beginning
with her, but all of a
show.
sudden, like this bitch is an extra in the background.
well, yeah, because you don't have
This bitch is
You
witch
don't have
number 3.
Frankenboy. Where's Frankenboy?
She's
Her whole
witch number
story.
3.
Right. It's the thing about it is that I feel like they had too many stories, and they're trying to sum up everything, and I don't think they know where the hell they want to go.
This
So
is
I
like
you
feel you.
Asylum but disorganized.
right. It's so disorganized, and I feel like, and that's why I think, because we're not the only people I think complaining about it. I mean, I even think fans of the show are really kind of complaining this season because it just is it's too confusing.
Well,
I
you
feel
It's
guys,
one
like
let's
thing.
all
let's sum
the
up.
important
Let's sum
stuff.
up. Let's sum up this episode, and we'll finish talking about it because we have a couple more points. And the next one is Fiona is calling for Papa Legba herself because she wants, what Marie has. So she has the Coke in front of her, and she's calling for him, and he comes down, and they're trying to seal the deal. She's even willing to cripple her own daughter and give him Cordelia. But then Papa Legba, he kind of pulls back and says, the deal is off, girl, because you got no soul. So the deal's off. And the Axeman appears and says, well, Fiona, we'll handle it. We're going to take care of the girl who's trying to come for your powers. So she's still got Axeman in the corner, even though Papa Legba denied her. But then she's not done because then she tells Marie, she says, I was trying to get what you have, and it's not working. And so what do they decide to do is they get Nan, because Nan had just discovered that baby too, because Nan is a clairvoyant, and she heard that baby upstairs. So the two of them, they get Nan in the bathtub and they drown her. Yeah, and they think, this is going to be the substitution. Nan is going to be the innocent soul to give Fiona her immortality. And Papa Legba lets her know, no, she ain't that innocent. And but anyway, Nan's spirit's gone. She's drowned, and she's standing next to Papa. And she don't want to come back anyway because she don't like this house. She don't like these witches. She's just like you guys. She's tired of this whole shit. She want to leave this episode. And so she goes off with Papa Legba. Fiona goes downstairs. It's been a long, rough day. She curls up. She's crying as Magical Stevie Nicks sings one last song. Has anyone ever written anything for you? And Fiona goes to sleep, and she's crying. And guys, that's how it ended. And I know this is where Marshall wanted to get deep into Nan and what's going on. Go ahead, Marshall.
Well, first of all, Nan is not dead. Let's be very clear. Her spirit, she willingly went with Papa Gay, and she specifically asked him. Did everybody remember the question she asked him?
Do I have to wear this outfit in the afterlife?
And
For the rest of eternity.
And what did he say to her?
He said, "No, child. There are something for girls like you, or something like that."
He says there is a better, not better place, but a better. God. Basically, he was telling her that when in his afterlife, she's going to be in a higher place of power.
Yeah, she's important, pretty much.
She's important. He basically told her she's important for the storyline. He also, what did he say to Fiona and Marie? What did he say to them?
He said, "You two together? Trouble," something like that.
No, he said, "You two together are dangerous."
Well,
and he was not happy.
Notice
he said trouble or dangerous or whatever, but he was not happy. Notice he didn't walk away happy. He walked away not happy at all. And also, he didn't take Nan like dragging her. He put his arm around her. Remember what I said?
She was like, "Any place is better than here." And then she gave him the side eye of a lifetime.
But the thing about it was, notice that he put his arm around her. He didn't drag her. He literally wrapped her up in his cloak. If you go to the old stories, those are what he calls, in the old stories, it was what his character, he would call his favorites, the ones that he would push and return. He was doing that. People have to know the legends. So that's why I said she's not over.
Ooh.
I think Nan is coming back, and I think that Nan's fixing to bring a whole bunch of hell. I think Queenie is coming back, and I think she's bringing a whole bunch of hell. I think that this is going to be very interesting. There's a setup. There's a reason why Nan was killed. There's a reason. And I think that it's to actually now draw the battle lines. The battle lines have not been drawn.
I want to know what Daryl feeling about Fiona not having a soul. What about that?
When I heard that, as soon as he said that, I said to the TV, "Well, duh." Like, what the hell? I knew this was coming. I'm like, she has killed umpteen thousand. Everybody, I think, has died at least once at the hands of Fiona on this season. And I'm just like, what was she expecting to happen? Like, she want to be young so bad. Girl, boo. That's all I had to say about that. I was like, duh. She clearly didn't have a soul. We all knew this. Where were you going with this, writers?
Cats meow. You weren't surprised about them drowning Nan?
No. I was just like, they ain't got nothing else to do with Nan. Like, she was just.
But can I?
Wait, are you gonna let me finish? Damn.
No. Finish.
Like, I just felt like they killed her off. Like, I don't know. After what Marshall said, they may bring her back, but it's just like, I feel like they didn't really have too much really written for her to begin with. So I was just like, the whole like you have no soul part. Exactly what Dariel said. Duh. Like, no one fucking cares no more. No one's trying to let you live forever, girl. Like, please take your wig off. Put your damn turban back on and call it a fucking night. Like, we're done. We're done with you. Bitch, you could barely do some oogie boogie without fucking fainting or whatever the fuck you was
Oogie
doing.
boogie. I'm
She
done.
Like,
I know. I'm sitting here like oogie boogie. What the hell?
like,
But
I'm over it. I'm over the whole storyline. Like, the fact that those two are linking up like some damn Beyonce and Lady Gaga trio.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I
You
just can't be
You're gonna
bothered.
stop that, okay?
But no, like, for real though, because it's goofy to me. It's goofy because it just doesn't seem right. It's weird. You guys had a truce with one another. I hope this isn't the storyline from hell where someone is secretly trying to stab someone in the back, but still trying to. I just don't have time for it.
Cat's meow. Come on, it's Ebony and Ivory witches
No,
together.
it's not.
Come on.
It's video phone all over again.
No, it's not.
But can
Video
I
phone
say
was
this?
horrible.
You're horrible.
The writing in this scene though was really horrible because you just established that she can read people's minds, she can hear what they're thinking, and she can also move shit and kill people with a thought.
True that.
Yet she's being drowned by two witches with their hands.
Like, that's crazy though. Like, she was just like, I felt like this was like, it was a little bit of a Nan show. It was like a Nan short. It was like, bitch, not only I got new powers, like I'm getting stronger. Like, not only did I tell this black woman to eat my shit, but I lived to tell the tale for a little bit. Like, shit like that. Like, and all of a sudden, boop, like, it was just like, God giveth and God taketh away, because
But it was just, it doesn't make sense.
I
I'm
agree,
sorry.
Marshall. Not to be un-PC, I'm not trying to be not PC because I actually work with developmentally disabled adults too. And if you're keeping it real too, like Downs kids and a lot of those kids, they are a lot stronger. And I'm telling you, those two ladies, Fiona, it was just like you said, doing her spell. She could barely stand.
exactly. But yeah, all of a
And
sudden she has enough power to like push this woman down.
Right,
Like, push this
right.
woman down. You and this woman with these bad single-ease twists.
I think they're cute.
That's a wig, girl. That is a
They're
wig.
pretty cute for what they are.
Her Naomi Banks edges are showing, girl. I don't have time.
This is
But
true.
the fact that they both could just like push her down, and that was the end of Nan. But she got the last word though. She was like, not only is this dude gonna put me in a better place, but I ain't gotta stay here, and I got the last word. Side
Marshall,
eye.
Marshall, you got the last word on this before we get spoilery. Go ahead.
I'm just saying that it doesn't make sense because even if you're being drowned, we all see when witches are in trouble, their powers come to full fruition to defend themselves. Like the reason why she had to attack Misty Day from behind was because if she would have attacked her from the beginning, Misty could have defended herself. You know, so we've seen this trend throughout the season that when they're really in serious trouble, that's when particularly the young girls, that's when they're come. So to me, it made no sense because I'm like, if Nan is being drowned, as powerful she is, she should have been able to have a psychic boon and knock them bitches out the window just with her mind.
Yep.
Believe that.
Maybe she wanted to go.
No, I think what it is the writers didn't know what the fuck they wanted to do with Nan, and so they killed her off. And I'm getting sick of them not knowing what they want to do with characters and killing them off.
I just felt like I said they never gave Nan a backstory, nothing. Nan her only storyline, her main purpose in this TV show was with the boy next door. That was it. And when the boy was killed off, we still don't know what the fuck they were there for because obviously the mom is loonier than a sack of cats. So it's nuts. And the fact, like Marshall said, they killed her off because they didn't know what else to do with her. And like I was just like, she could have been a really good like person to have like fought with.
Yeah, and like Marshall said, it might not be over for Nan, so it's time to get a little spoilery because we're going to find out maybe Nan's coming back. Who knows? And if you don't want to hear any spoilers for the upcoming episode of American Horror Story Coven, I suggest you turn your volume down low right now because this is a spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
All right, you guys set? Okay. We got a little, Marshall's a little apprehensive, but come on, man. Upcoming episode press releases. Episode 311 is called Protect the Coven. Fiona and Laveau have a deadly face-off with the corporation. Cordelia makes a desperate sacrifice to protect the Coven. Episode 312 is going to be titled Go to Hell. Cordelia's latest vision puts the Coven's future in question. With the end of Fiona's reign approaching, the girls manifest powerful new gifts. Queenie's search for Marie Laveau leads her to hell and back. So it sounds like Queenie's back. Episode 313, which is the last one, the Seven Wonders, and a new Supreme rises. That's when we're going to find out who that Supreme is. And some interesting news. Remember Spalding, guys?
Oh God.
Oh
Okay.
God, I was just thinking about him, and I was like, is he like hiding in Madison Montgomery's fucking closet?
Well, no. Well, Spalding was supposedly with Madison. Emma Roberts reports to ET Online that they did a big old nasty sex scene, and it was in episode 7, The Dead. There was a scene where Madison confronts Spalding about him keeping her as a doll. They end up having sex, and it was all pretty shocking. It ended up being cut out, but it was crazy. I mean, they filmed this thing surrounded by dolls, and Emma Roberts was kind of, she was down to do it because the actor who plays Spalding, Dennis O'Hare, he's a great actor. They had fun working together, but they got all nasty doing what do you call that, Catch Me Out?
Hunching.
Doing some major hunching. And we weren't privy to see it. Darn. I would have
That
loved
would have been the hunch that would have been a better hunch than Cordelia and Hank. Y'all remember that?
Yeah,
Y'all remember that?
All I remember is the mother.
I have never in my life had sex with both of our asses on the ground scooting. I've never in my life. But I'm gonna have to try it.
Okay, so guys, all right, you guys are again. We still got 3 episodes to this year, but there's already rumors about next year, and could it be a circus/carnival theme? Well,
I hope not. I hope not. That would be horrible.
There's been a recent string of fan-made posters which been popping up on Twitter, and they've gone viral. And they're planning on filming this episode or the next season 4 in Santa Fe, which would be a great location to film a circus. And Naomi Grossman, if you remember last year, she played Pepper in American Horror Story Asylum.
Yes.
Well, her character was actually based on a sideshow performer named Schlitzie from the 1930s cult classic Freaks, which Murphy just loves. So, guys, what would you guys think about like a season 4 of a carnival thing?
I want it. I love it. I need it. Oh, I'm sorry.
I would love American Horror Story, like religious cult. Like that's what I would love to see. Like what if the church, like what if that crazy religious cult was right? Like what if all these crazy things that are happening in the world has something to do with this religious cult that everyone's making fun of? But it, like on the inside, of course, you would have the polygamous marriages, the incestuous relationships, shit like that. Just like shocking. I think that would be really good opposed to a circus, because everyone knows that fucked up shit happens in a circus.
That's the point.
Daria want a circus.
I'm just like, it just seems boring to me. Circus just seems lame. Like I thought Coven was going to be a good idea, but Ryan Murphy sure know how to fuck that up, huh?
Daria wants a circus. You like the trapeze artist?
I love the circus. I want to do circus. Oh, I need the circus.
I want to do American Horror Story in the gay neighborhood.
I want to do American Horror Story
because you would have if you do
haunted homosexual.
You would do haunting homosexuals, and then you would do killer transies that you call them a boy, and they be like, "Bitch, what?" And they stab you in the eye with a candy cane. Yes, honey, it'd be fierce.
That's a true horror story.
And then the lesbians will all be Frankensteinians. It'd be great.
Well, speaking of Frankensteinian, who we did not see Mr. Man Evan Peters this week, but him and Emma Roberts are they're true life partners, and they have announced that they are engaged. So so yay, clap for that, huh?
No, fuck them.
No, that's okay,
all that
though.
shit.
No.
I'll clap.
But let's also talk about, like, I think Kyle was in one of those rooms they don't show. Like he was trying to learn with his leapfrog tablet.
Yeah,
like,
I'm like, what happens to you know what? And I just want to say this. I don't know if this is a spoiler alert, but ain't this some bullshit? This supposed to be a school and ain't nobody going to class.
Ain't nobody going to class. What the hell are y'all learning? Y'all learning.
There ain't been no class. I thought somebody
they ain't learned anything.
They haven't learned. I'm like, is this summer break?
They've been on one field trip.
That was it.
They've been on one field trip, but y'all ain't pick up no books, no pencils, no nothing. Child, I fear for the future. I feel for the future
Where
because
are their parents?
That's what
Like-
I'm
Marshall.
Yeah.
Marshall, you want to know if Nan is dead? Well, I got the scoop. Entertainment Weekly interviewed Ryan Murphy, and you might be sad, but they asked him, "What about Nan? Is she definitely dead?" And Ryan Murphy says Nan is sadly gone for good. I can confirm that Nan is no
The whack
more.
way to go.
That's
Thought
I
some
know,
bullshit.
like for real.
That's bullshit. I told you this whole episode. I don't even know if I want to watch the rest of this bullshit.
And as far as Misty Day, he says, well, there's two things going on with Misty Day. How does one get out of a tomb? Can she get out of it, or is she buried alive? Well, we'll revisit her torment as the clock is ticking. They also ask him, so Marie gives Papa Legba a baby each year to maintain immorality. Does he like eat the baby? What's he do with them? Ryan Murphy says, no, it's not always a baby. It's an innocent soul. And he just takes them, he collects them. It's based on the long myth of the character, just like Marshall told us. And that there's a voodoo version of the devil. And asked if he's back in more episodes. He said, oh, yeah, Papa coming back. And he said one of his more favorite moments of all season is Angela Bassett sticking out her tongue. And can you do that one more time for us, Marshall? We'd like that.
What?
Oh, fuck.
And asked how they came up with that. They said director Alfonso Gomez Rayon and Angela kind of came up with that together. And yeah, that's kind of fun. And now, will the truce between Marie and Fiona hold? That's what Entertainment Weekly asked him. And he says, well, we have been building towards a truce, and I think the viewers want there to be one. If you're watching the show, you're very invested in these two powerful women. And next couple of episodes, we're going to explore that a little more. And now, we didn't see La Laurie in this episode.
I was going to say, what happened to the headless woman?
Right,
Dang,
and
I
will she
forgot
be
she
back
was a
next
part of the
week?
show.
Well, Ryan Murphy says yes. Kathy's going to be back next week. It's her heaviest episode yet that she's done. It's a great episode for her. It's really upsetting because a lot of it is going back to the origin story for Madame La Laurie. We read a lot about her, and the question I always had is, how does this woman who is a cultured socialite and someone educated become such a brutal serial killer monster? Where does that come from? What was the first moment where she did that? And they're going to explore even more of that next week. So I know Kat's Miel gets tired. She hates all those scenes, but it looks like they're going to get even deeper next week into that. As far as Queenie, are we going to see her again? He says, yes, Queenie's in the next episode too. And Entertainment Weekly says, it seems like there's a battle with the witch hunters and covens coming soon. And he said the next episode called Protect the Coven is going to be dealing with that. And then we got one more little secret here, man. The season finale. There's rumors, because it's listed on the IMDb, on the season finale, which is titled, what is that? The title of that? The Seven Wonders, Glenn Close is listed. So it looks like she's going to appear.
Yes.
What do you guys know about Close?
Yes.
Well,
God.
to me,
Yes.
I always feel like when you think of a Supreme, I mean, I think Jessica is great, but you think of Glenn Close.
No,
That's
like
somebody
I
that
would
would
have died.
be the
I would've-
ultimate authority on
I would have
everything.
died if they got Meryl Streep, though. I would
I
have
was
died.
just about to say,
I
Meryl.
would have died. If they would have got
she's
her, and then
everything.
she would have done her little, and she would have had her look from Death Becomes Her.
Her daughter was on the season. Meryl Streep's daughter. Her name's like Grace Gummer or something like that.
No
She
one
played.
gives a fuck about her because she don't look like her mother.
Yes, she does.
To me, she does not. To me, she
I
does
don't
not.
care about any one of them. I ain't say nothing about Meryl Streep. That bitch used the same 13 facial expressions. As
I love.
I'm moving
Meryl
on.
Streep.
I said Glenn
I-
Close.
But
This
she's
is-
good too. Like she's good too.
She's amazing, actually. She's one of the most underrated actresses. But that woman has been nominated. She's the one that's been nominated with the second most Emmy nominations in Emmy history. Nobody talks about that because she doesn't buffoon herself. She doesn't do
Well, like
that.
we're
She's
not
good at
trying
what
to
she
like.
does.
We give
And
her
so
her
I would
cookies,
prefer.
though.
She don't need her cookie, honey, because she makes.
Well, I'm
them.
just saying though, like we can have our opinions though. But I'm just saying,
Yes,
like
y'all can
I'm
have
happy
your
they got,
opinion.
but I would
Glenn
have
Close.
died.
Team Glenn.
if they had
Team
her.
Glenn. Team Glenn. Team Glenn.
He's Team Glenn, but are you still Team Glenn when supposedly her name on the show is Ophelia? What do you guys think about that? She don't look like no Ophelia.
Well, I think it'll be very interesting because if I'm not mistaken, right, the Supreme is the head of one coven,
Mm.
but there's lots of covens. So we don't know
Bam.
Yes,
who she
we
is.
know that.
It's the whole thing. We don't know who she is because she could be the Supreme,
Bam. Like
the
that.
one that really says who is the Supreme.
And could
Because
this
if
be
you remember,
setting her up? Maybe this is setting her up too for next season too.
it's
Just
exactly, you never know where Glenn Close could be. For all you know, Glenn Close could be the one that's going to be in the next season. You know what I mean? As a character, you don't know. I love her though, but I'm going to say this: I am really worn out by this season. I'm a little frustrated by this season. I was excited about it, and then when we got to about episode 7, I was kind of done. And this episode just wore me the fuck out.
Cat's meow. You feel the same? Wrap it all up. What do you feel?
It's crazy. I hated the episode. Just because it was overrated. Like I waited 2 weeks for like the Stevie Nicks show. I waited fucking 2 weeks for Stevie Nicks appearance on the fucking
A
American
fucking
Bandstand
concert.
2014.
I know a
Like
concert, bitch, please.
it was stupid. Like it was just like come on
How come
now.
they couldn't
Like
have Patti LaBelle?
y'all could have did a little bit better
Shut
than
the
this.
fuck
You could have did a
up.
little better than this.
She could have played a voodoo bitch. She could have
But
been
I'm just
singing.
saying though, like it's just been like I'm gonna have to agree with
Oh,
Marshall.
Marshall.
But
This
I'm telling
entire
Stop
this entire episode, it's just
she
been
could have said
like.
Ichi do da da da, whatever she's supposed to
I'm
say.
done with you, Marshall.
Anyways, like I was
Dario,
talking.
wrap it up for us, Dario. What did you think? The final words, Dario?
About the episode
Yeah.
itself, I told you guys it was just too much going on. It was weird. I didn't like it.
Yeah, baby, I'm alive.
All right, guys, we getting crazy here. You got to join us next time for a brand new installment of Are You Afraid, Coven? We're going to have new episodes every week. There's a new episode of American Horror Story, Coven. Please like us on Facebook, facebook.com/PC. Are You Afraid? Also like Poppy Chulo Radio on Facebook by going to facebook.com/Poppy Chulo Radio. You can also email any questions, suggestions, comments, concerns at contact@poppychuloradio.com. And I got one last word for you guys. Just don't be a hater, dear. Huh? Yeah, don't be a hater. Co-host, wish,
No,
wish the listeners a good night. I want one more little tongue thing. Come on.
No, that's so fucking done. We're done. We're fucking done.
yeah, because I'm over here, honey. I'm going through Lady Marmalade. What are you talking about? I'm like, Patty, shit, she did a song that was least,
Well, sing us out. Sing us out with a little lady. Come on, sing us out, Marshall.
I ain't singing out no Lady Marmalade, child. Please, the people will never come back.
All right, guys. Well, please come back. Thanks for tuning in. Join us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific for a brand new installment of Are You Afraid, Coven. Good night, guys. Good night, everyone.
Good night.